POV. It's a Wednesday night. You had a long day at school, and you just completed the Twin Tower stack of homework your teacher decided to give you a minute before the final bell rings. Or hell, maybe you're like me, and just didn't even bother taking the shit out of your backpack. Nonetheless, you call up your gaming buddy, and you both decide to hop on some Overwatch. You contemplate hopping on competitive, but then you realize you still gotta win 20 more games before it's even unlocked. In fact, you only have half the damn heroes unlocked, so now you gotta find something else to do. Now me and my buddy would either do two things once we get to this point. We would either hop in some open queue quick play, because we didn't have a damn clue on how roll queue worked, or we would hop in a custom game, which is by far our favorite thing to do. We would scroll through the seemingly endless amount of maps to choose from until we just ended up picking one by random, because some of the names of these maps just didn't make any damn sense. And our sessions pretty much always went as follows: load into the map, explore all the areas, have deep life conversations, and then after we explored everything the map had to offer, we would violently murder each other for hours on end. Now you may be thinking, how could killing each other over and over for such a ridiculous amount of time be considered fun in any way, shape, or form? And the truth is, it was fun because we had no idea what the fuck we were doing. We didn't know what all the heroes' abilities were. Like, it took me months to figure out what the fuck Kiriko's alternate ability was, just due to the fact that we'd be playing death matches and custom games all the time, and I didn't have any teammates to teleport to. Like, no, seriously. It took an embarrassing amount of time for me to figure this shit out. Usually when I start playing a new game, I don't like it when abilities seem foreign to me. I like to know exactly what's going on at any given time, because when I don't, things can quickly overwhelm me. And don't get me wrong, Overwatch has no shortage of slightly overwhelming times. Then again, if I'm being honest, not knowing what was happening when Bubba pulls out his machine gun and proceeds to just absolutely fucking rail me against the wall is nothing short of pure imminent joy. Not because of the fact that Bubba's railing me, although that is nice, but just because it was so unexpected that I could never truly predict what the game had in store for me next. Even after inevitably learning all the abilities for each hero, custom games still never got boring. Hell, actually having a slight idea of what the fuck was going on provided a new wave of replayability. Get some water. Jesus Christ. Damn, the shit busting. We could properly 1v1 now that we'd established our so-called mains. Even if there was an ever so slight skill gap between the both of us, at the end of the day, it didn't matter. One of us could kill the other 100 times in a row, but with the overwhelming amount of goofiness that the game just naturally provided, the receiver would just laugh it off every single time. I can't tell you how many countless hours we spent laughing together over just the most retarded shit imaginable. From my friend spending $20 to buy a specific Widowmaker skin for the sole purpose being so I could get an immaculate view of her sweet silky ass cheeks. This isn't a joke, by the way. He really did buy the skin for that purpose and that purpose alone. There would be times where I would just show him specific tips and tricks with different heroes. That way he'd have a better time when we played pubs. If we played pubs, that is. Majority of the time, if it was just us two playing, we'd spend the entirety of the night just chilling in customs. People tend to regret staying up late once you wake up in the morning and realize, shit, I got a long ass day ahead of me and I got an astounding 2.5 minutes of sleep. And I got an astounding 2.5 minutes of sleep, but I didn't care. Hell, I rarely mentioned what time it was, just hoping he wouldn't realize so we could play for as long as possible. And honestly, I wouldn't trade that time for anything, except subscribers. But seriously, when we first started playing this game, I never thought I'd look back and low-key miss it. Actually, no, fuck that. Not low-key, high-key miss it. Because when we were playing, it was nothing special. We were just fucking off on a free game that we both decided to download. We didn't expect to play this for long. It was just something different than your average Call of Duty or Minecraft or something. And I definitely would have never guessed that I'd be making a whole ass YouTube video taking a trip down New Queen Street. That joke sounded funnier in my head. Speaking of New Queen Street, let's talk about Quickplay, because thus far I've only been talking about custom games. On those off times where we wanted to play the actual game, like I said before, we would hop into some open queue quick play. Now I don't exactly know how to properly word this, but back then, the game just felt so different. Maybe it felt different because everything was just so new to us. Or maybe it was because we were just overall worse at the game back then. I don't know. All I know is that the game had a completely different vibe back then. Like, does anybody else miss having to unlock heroes? Or back when you didn't have a gold gun? Like, I feel like the second I unlocked competitive, the game just completely changed for me. Like, I remember remember having to win 35 games to unlock Kiriko, and that was the only reason I ever played support. Like, I remember playing Ana for like most of those games, and I just played her the complete wrong way that you're supposed to play her. And in my old videos, people would point out the fact that I was playing her like a fucking retard. And I don't know, I kinda miss that shit, because now if I played Ana, I'd play her the way that you're supposed to play her, just due to the fact that I've had enough playtime to fully grasp how to play her. Let's do a little reminiscing, shall we? Usually when my friend and I played Quickplay, we would invite our other friend, which if you've been around for a very long time, you would know this other friend to be Fadeless. We would pretty much always do the same exact strategy every game. I would play Hanzo or Widow, my buddy would play Diva, and only Diva, I might add, and Fadeless would pick Torbjorn. And I'll tell you what, Fadeless picked Torbjorn so much that every single time I see a Torbjorn, I can't help but think about the dude. Now Fadeless, in the nicest way possible, was not very good at this game. I have older videos showcasing his just overall goofiness and rather interesting plays. By the way, all of these videos are going to be in the description if you want to see what it was like back then, because fortunately I recorded pretty much everything. But Fadeless was always a blast to play with because he was just a genuinely great person, and although he was what most would consider absolute dog shit at the game, he would still never lose his upbeat self. Even after occasionally getting slammed the entirety of the game, he would always still find a way to make us laugh and enjoy the game even more. Now don't get me wrong, there were times where he would get just ever so slightly upset, but he would never take that out on us. Now you may be wondering why I just spent a goo-gall amount of time talking about Fadeless, and that's because he was a massive part of the early days of my Overwatch career, if you want to call it a career. There was a time where we would all three hop on pretty much every night and just chat about whatever the fuck was going on with our lives at that point in time. Now although I haven't played with Fadeless in well over a year at this point, just due to the fact that he got busy, you know, since normal people can't spend the amount of time that I spend on this goofy ass game, I still remember our times fondly, and I still talk to the dude quite often. So Fadeless, if you're watching this, I love you, brother, and hop that ass back on the game. But really, in a way, I owe my recent success to this game, mostly just the fan artist, but seriously, this game truly is special, and I really am thankful for it. Even if the devs just can't seem to help themselves in making the most retarded decisions, like deciding to remove Hanzo's one-shot and then buffing Widowmaker's range, while also allowing her to still have the ability to instantly delete you from 7 galaxies away. But hey, that isn't relevant to the topic at hand. Let's leave that for another video. You know that feeling when you go to wipe your ass and there's no shit on the toilet paper? That feeling of absolute perfection as you realize you just witnessed mankind's greatest discovery, a ghost wipe? That's what Overwatch used to feel like, back when I was a virgin to understanding this game and all of its features. Lastly, I'd like to thank you, Braylon. In case you didn't know, Braylon is the friend I've been referring to this entire video, and he's a big reason to why I have the success I've been having throughout my career of being a YouTuber so far. And if it wasn't for him, first of all, not only would I have probably never even installed this game, which now that I think about it would have been great for my mental health, but I would have never made my first Overwatch video, or any Overwatch video for that matter. This entire chapter of content creation would have been completely skipped, and before this, I was making Dead by Daylight videos, which were complete dog shit. And way before that, I was making shitty Call of Duty rankings and Nazi Zombies gameplay. And God forbid I based my entire channel around making Dead by Daylight content. I would have most certainly uninstalled my cerebral cortex by now. But with all that said, I'd like to thank you all for taking the time out of your day to watch my shitty Overwatch videos, whether that being one of my family-friendly tier lists, shitty solo commentary videos, or one of my funny moments videos with the Devious Squad. I thank you. And also, as of recording this, we're coming up on 3K subs. And hell, by the time this video's up, we'll probably already be at 3K subs. You know, it took me a whole year and 2 months of busting out these Overwatch videos to finally reach 1,000 subs. And for me to go from 1,000 to 2,000 in 2 months, and then 2,000 to 3,000 in like 3 days is just utterly ridiculous. So I know everybody says this and you've heard it a million times throughout your life, even though 95% of the time it isn't genuine. But seriously, thank you. Although it might not mean a lot, just by clicking on the video and leaving a comment, you truly do make my day. Unless it is some absolutely vulgar shit. But as long as it isn't that, I really do see it and I really do appreciate it. So yeah, thank you guys. And Braylon, thank you for not only being the best friend I could ever ask for, but for introducing me to the eye cancer that is Overwatch.